Hi, welcome to day 18 of a 30 days of AI in testing challenge. And my today's challenge was to share my greatest frustrations with AI in testing. So, till now, we have been studying a lot about AI tools, AI applications, and testing. How do you craft meaningful prompts, evaluating the results, creating AI strategies, plans, and so on. And by now, we have also seen AI falling, failing, limiting itself, creating some risks, and so on. So, this task today was more on the lines of compiling all the frustrations that are there or any concerns that are there in my mind when I study and use AI in testing. So these are some prompts that Rosie had shared with us, and I have created a detailed mind map of my thoughts. So I brain dumped all my thoughts into this mind map based on whatever I'm seeing going on in the industry, and this video will talk about those pointers. So this is my mind map. So I'll talk about frustrations with AI or concerns with AI, and the context is that this mind map was created for day 18 of 30 days of AI in testing challenge by the Ministry of Testing. I am Rahul Parwal, one of the participants of this contest. And the first problem that I see is the hype cycle. So the problem is that with AI, there is a lot of unrealistic expectations that have come into the mind of people. We are really riding a hype cycle, and probably we are at the all-time high of this cycle because there will be some corrections that will come. Maybe the expectations from AI or from such tools will reduce such anxiety that people have that AI will take over all those jobs, and only bots and robots will be doing all the work. So I think that mindset and that those things will certainly go away. But right now it's at an all-time high, and even like people who are experienced, they are ignoring the subtle LLM limitations. So I'll talk about all those limitations and syndrome, and in practical work, in professional work, these limitations really create challenges. So people are ignoring them, and that's a little concerning. Marketing and reality is certainly different. So a lot of times tool claims that they will do all this magic and shiny stuff using AI, but the reality is certainly different. And even in this challenge, when we were trying out tools, AI tools, we were knowing the good part as well as the bad part of it. So really applying critical thinking and evaluation and thoughtful evaluation is a need of the hour. Next frustration is that people are considering AI as some kind of a magic wand, while AI is not. There is no magic wand at all. And the most important part that I guess like a lot of people are missing out on is that in order to know that AI is doing good work, you have to be competent, you have to be an expert yourself. Otherwise, AI is very good at writing plausible explanation. Writing plausible looking good answer, which might be wrong. So you have to develop that competency, you have to develop that expertise of testing of whatever profession you are in order to know that what it is doing is actually right. So it's actually like working with an assistant, and to work with an assistant you have to know what the assistant has to do, and you have to know it better. You have to delegate the task, and you have to delegate better, you have to evaluate better, and at the end of the day you have to learn to be the master. Delegation doesn't mean that AI will just do the thing and you can just go away for all your responsibilities. You need to know and master the craft. Getting good at craft cannot be ruled out. You have to do that. So AI will not solve a problem unless you yourself know what problems to solve, what right questions to ask, what right ways to plan or think, or think logically. So AI, is not going to solve that, and that's a concern. That's a frustration that I have, that people or most people are not getting that. Next is anxiety in people. That's literally little concerning to me. And there are anxiety about job loss and new learning curve, and people are exploiting new people. I mean, people who are in fear. So I mean, I see educators even exploiting that fear, that we will teach you AI in testing in 3 hours, 2 hours, 5 hours. Come on, I mean that's not possible. It's more of an experiential journey, and you have to really understand ins and outs, the limitations, the pros and cons. I mean, there are no set formulas that can help people. I have been putting in like daily 2 to 3 hours, and I mean for last 18 days now I'm doing this, which means 30 to 40 hours of experiential learning, then more time in creating these videos, reviewing my outputs, demonstrating my work. So I mean almost 50 to 60 hours of this work I've done, and I feel, I mean, I'm not even at 1%. So I mean, stop. I think we need to put a call out these things, that I mean nobody can teach somebody AI in 3 hours or 4 hours. I mean that's certainly not possible. Uh, and at the end, I mean, for all people, I want to say, I mean, you are a human, and no tool can beat you at being a human. So embrace the human aspect of things which you are really good at. Maybe communication, maybe presenting, maybe user empathy. So no tool can actually beat you at that. So play the human game also. The next thing is, I mean, poor data and poor results, which is true, because most LLMs, ChatGPT, Gemini, I mean, they are trained on publicly available internet data, and public data is equal to poor results because that data was poor. And when I say poor, I mean, it doesn't mean that it's like wrong. Maybe it's biased, maybe it's wrong, or maybe the answer is out of context, or it's too much hallucinated. I mean, these are all formats on different forms of poor data, and like how you can get poor results. Another thing is, I mean, AI is not a magic. I mean, it's not a recipe. Like I said, I mean, it's also a software, which means it will also have bugs. It will not be infallible. I mean, you cannot trust it fully like any other software or programming stuff. And I mean, you need to treat it like a software. I mean, it will have limitations, and you have to build systems to counter that limitations. I mean, so a human is required to know those limitations, to point them out, to fix them, to report them. So I mean, humans are not going anywhere. Then these syndromes which I talked in the previous video, I mean, LLMs suffer from a lot of syndromes, and these are some of them. So I mean, I'll just zoom in a bit to talk about that. And these are classic syndromes like incuriosity. I mean, AI doesn't ask you questions, or placation. Immediately it can change the answer. I mean, even in two prompts, it will change answers on its own. Hallucination, it can invent fact, it can make reckless assumptions, which is a very risky thing. Incorrectness, I mean, it can give you a totally incorrect answer. Or forgetfulness, I mean, it will forget the context that you have shared in a previous chat window. So it doesn't, and I mean, it will not ask you questions, it will omit important things. And I mean, these are the list of syndromes that AI has, which are quite a few. And being aware of them, I mean, and knowing them, I know, I mean, these are concerning topics. Some time back it was even blind to images. Now it can read images, which is a good part. So I mean, these concerns and syndromes, I mean, people should be aware about them. And the last part is minimal talks on safety issues. So I mean, with AI, I mean, there could be a lot of like issues with licensing, with data privacy, with intellectual property, with unknowingly doing data infringement, and so on. There are very less talks happening on this area, which is very concerning to me, because if the industry at a whole, I mean, wants to make this shift, these issues will increase. I mean, that what kind of code blocks is AI generating, and does AI have the license to give you that code, and can you use that code, which probably is licensed under some other category, into your production software for free? And that can result in lawsuits and issues. I mean, and there are already such things that have happened. So I mean, if you search on the internet, you will find out such lawsuits and stuff, and people are not talking about that. So this was my overview of what are my frustrations with AI. And with that, I conclude this video. So do share your thoughts. Thanks for watching this video, and see you tomorrow. Bye.